Communication is one of the major building blocks to defining a great player. Improving your communication can evolve your game from simple callouts to being able to paint a picture of the current situation to your teammates. Good communication can keep you involved in the match and your head in the game. I'm sure we've all heard it at least once in our lifetime. Work on your communication, work on your callouts. But for a new player, where do you start? How do you start? The purpose of this video is to help those more experienced players break through what I like to call the dead silence. But it's also to help put new players on the right path to improving their communication so they don't feel like a detriment to their team. In this video, I'm going to be going over 5 tips that new and experienced players can benefit from. But before we go any further, for those who are new to the channel, welcome. I'm BRAVExHERO and I am a PvP Crucible enthusiast. I spend majority of my time in the Crucible, and if you enjoy videos like this, you might want to consider checking out my other guides on my channel. Go do that now. And if you enjoy those videos, then you might want to consider subscribing. But getting into the video, so as a new player or a player without a lot of experience, where do you start? Well, you need to make communication become second nature. You might not be gifted like other great players who can perform a lot of these callouts, a lot of this communication without conscious thought. But if you practice your communication long enough, you can become proficient that'll almost feel instinctual. It will flow from you naturally. So talking about tip number 1, which is going to be one of the most important tips I can offer in this entire video, which is start talking. Some of you might be confused on that phrase, but it's as simple as it sounds. Sometimes you need to get your mouth moving for information to start flowing out of it. Sure, not everything you are going to say is going to be the best type of communication, but when you're trying to build a habit, you want to get into the rhythm of performing a task over and over and over. So start narrating your movements or explaining why you are doing something. I'll use the footage in the background, which is a controlled environment. I'm spawning in on Endless Vale. If I were with my team, we're playing survival, we're playing trials, we're playing any game mode, I'm going to be announcing where I'll be heading. I'm going to be heading to B flag, and I'm going to be staying underneath the main flag point until we get a pick. For starters, I just inform my teammates what my main game plan was, and that I won't be overexposing myself in the center of the map, and that if any enemy jumps up in the center, I can assist with team shots. This is just an example of how to start talking. Not only did I involve myself in a conversation, but now your teammates can provide any updates or their own type of communication. This is why I said start talking is a great way to keep yourself and your teammates involved in the game, because players tend to get hyper focused and they forget about communication. And at that point, what happens? Players just tend to go through the motions, jumping here, left here, spawning up, running this way, and players tend to stop talking and to forget about what they're doing. But if you start communicating, you can get your teammates involved and it'll keep the conversation going, and both overall just assist you guys to become better players because you'll know exactly what you are doing at all times. Next, we're going to move on to a topic which can confuse a lot of new or inexperienced players. That topic is going to be called, what do you consider a callout? This brings us to tip number 2, guys, which is everything is a callout. In the beginning, I want you to consider everything you do as something you need to broadcast to your teammates. For example, you just spawned into a map. You need to say things like, I'm making my way towards Brave, or maybe you died. What do you see? How many players do you see? Anything or everything is a call out at that moment. Did you get sniped? And if so, where did you get sniped from, so you can relay that to your teammates so they could avoid that lane? Or maybe you died to a hammerhead machine gun or a super. Now you want to let your teammates know so they can plan for that attack. They can plan a counter attack accordingly. Remember, you want to make it a habit of calling out everything. Get into the habit of seeing the situation and trying to broadcast that to your teammates. The more and more you do this, the more experience you will get, and with time you will learn how to prioritize your callouts, and you'll understand the difference between an important callout and an unnecessary callout. Because the last thing I need my teammates to know is this guardian is wearing blue and he's wearing this type of armor. Unnecessary callouts. But he's got a revoker and he's standing behind his shields, and it's the shields you can shoot through. Plain and simple. So in the beginning, everything is a call out. As you get more experience, you will slowly phase out the unnecessary callouts. Moving on, when is communication necessary? Simple. Always. This brings us to tip number 3, which is always communicate. One bad habit players tend to get is while they're in their death screen. At that moment, when they're in their death screen, they like to do the, I'm not going to communicate, I'm dead anyway, what does it matter? Let me check Twitter, let me surf the internet. But you are the eyes for your teammate. You are what's going to keep them alive. Check out this next clip where my buddy Apathetic, a link to his Twitch is down below, because why? He's a great player and you need to check him out. But see how we are able to provide him with the enemy locations.
They're both up upstairs, one sniping at you, the other one's left side of that box there. You hit him with the flame, one's 3 peeking with a sword. If you beat that guy, okay, get your life up. The last guy's right there on my body. You're good. Get your life up. You're good. He's running back towards the circuit room in the back by candles. He's on res already. That's fine. Get your life up. You're good.
Yeah, you can probably grab me because they're all rotating back to their Shoot your left.
They're both there still. Both there.
Pushing it right.
Good. Last one's there. Last one. You're good. Last one's on my body. He's on my body now. He's on the right side of that wall. Right side of the wall. He's running towards Ason's body. He's sniping. Good stuff. You hit one shot. He's on Ason's body again. Good nade. You pushed him back. He's up over towards circuit room to the right. Good pickup. Hey, bro.
So try not to get in the bad habit of not making callouts when you are in the death screen. You have the ability to be an extra pair of eyes for your teammates. Keep your head in the game and keep them alive. It's very simple. Moving on into tip number 4, which is going to be improving your map knowledge. Now, I'll use Trials of Osiris as an example. Say the map is Widow's Court. You can learn as you play, or you can do what I normally do and load up a private match and take a stroll around the map and start memorizing the heavy traffic areas. Something I've done in the past, which has really helped me a lot with memorization, is you find a location you're not familiar with and you say the name out loud. Now you repeat it to yourself over and over and over. How does this help? It's helping you with habit building. So why is this important? Being able to give a detailed description in a location that everybody knows is a lot better than the usual, he's over there, he just killed me right over there. Because don't get me wrong, we all fall victim to this one. Even I have trouble remembering location names. But I promise you, if you fire up a private match and run around a specific map for 5 minutes and looking at the top left by the radar, you will remember these locations, especially when it's a map like Trials. Any map in Trials, you're going to play it over and over and over. So by the second or third game, start memorizing these locations. Now, moving on to our last and final tip, is very simple. Tip 5, surround yourself with players who are going to help you improve your callouts. Players who are going to provide you positive feedback. Hey man, you keep calling this location, I don't know what that means. You're saying you're doing this. You're saying he's over there. Those are the players who can provide you positive feedback. But not only that, you want to surround yourself with players who are going to make callouts as well. Because the last thing you want to do is run around the map like a chicken with their head cut off. You're not going to understand where to go unless they are making callouts that are going to help you become a better player. So when they start making callouts, figure out why they made that callout and ask them, why did you call it this? What should I look for so I can make the same callout? Thus making you a better player at the end of the day. So surround yourself with good players who do that. Out of all those tips, guys, tip number 1 is something I want you to focus on the most. Just start talking and make communication a habit. Even if you're in classic mix or quick play, sure, people will call you a tryhard for making callouts in regular PvP, but until it becomes second nature, you want to use all the time available to improve your communication skills. Hopefully you enjoyed this little tip guide of how to improve your communication. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy content like this, feel free to hit that subscribe button because, again, who doesn't like free? And if you found this to be the type of Destiny content you like and you want to see more, then all you have to do is hit that thumbs up and it lets me know to bring more stuff like this to the channel. And if you haven't followed me on Twitch or Twitter, go do that now, because if I'm not streaming, I'm probably on Twitter tweeting something out. With that, you guys are awesome and I'll see you in the next video.
They're on me. They're on me. Ooh!
What the fuck? That guy sniped me?
I'm pushing out. Give me a few seconds. Teammate clutched up in there.
One shot going to you. One shot underneath you. Literally bees dick of health.
Good call.
2 for 1. With 10 hunters like you, I can make the frontier safe again.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Where are these games with Vigo? Where were these games with Vigo last week, man?
Vigo just makes every game harder. It's like having a handicap on. Oh my god. Good luck.
Going in.
Going in, baby.
No lives left for your enemy.